All righty. She's in an especially good mood. Yeah, so her tail is extra animated. I know, I love her tail, huh? When she gets really excited, her whole entire butt, have you seen it? Like she can't control her whole entire butt. It's so cute. It's so cute. Okay, she's ready. All right, friends. I'm gonna turn these up for a second. Woo! Okay, so I'm gonna do a demonstration quickly before we get started because one of our lovely students here, do you care if I use, okay, Tracy, she's just come back to yoga recently, like many others who are coming in the door and being like, this is my first time back since the pandemic. So like that keeps happening. So, and she's like, my shoulders are hurting. And she's like, what should I do so that they don't hurt anymore? So I think that's like really a really good question. And especially to wonder in the beginning so that you're not hurting yourself and then later like, oh, now I have this injury. So, okay, shoulders are huge in yoga. Hi, Sandy, I didn't see you. And I think especially chaturanga, we do that so often. And if you're not doing that correctly, and I never like to say correctly with yoga, because I like to say like whatever feels right, but there are some things that are like, no, you shouldn't do that because it's bad for your shoulders and it's bone on bone and it's creating bone spurs, and especially chaturanga. Like, so I see so many different things in that little movement of just a vinyasa. And if you can learn to do it right from the beginning, or if you can at least get the information so that you can start to kind of get curious about, am I doing this correctly? Or what's happening in my shoulders, what's happening in my low back? All of that, I think, just helps in the long run. So, and I think this is stuff that I see in people that have been practicing for 10 years. So, and in myself, like anyway, I think there's always something to learn. So, and also in down dog, our shoulders are a big thing. So I'm just gonna kind of go over that so you guys can see, bring in the awareness. It doesn't mean I tell you and you're like, okay, got it, now I'm good to go. It's like, oh, I see what she's saying. I don't quite understand it, but I'm gonna get curious about it. And then maybe one of these times you have an aha moment where you feel it and you're like, oh, that was different. Okay, that's what I'm gonna start. Like, that's what I'm going for now. So first of all, I wanna just start with down dog. So down dog, what you see a lot of people do, especially, and I'll just say women, because we have more like hyper flexibility a lot of times in our shoulders, you want to create that big V shape. So you just go like this, right? And it's like right now, what I'm doing with my shoulders is just completely hyper extending. I'm not using my muscles. I'm just dumping into the joints. But a lot of women who are hyper mobile, they're like, oh, that feels so good. And maybe it feels good in that moment, but it's not doing anything good in the long run. So what we want to do is plug our shoulders into the socket, right? And then we want to not move back from our shoulder joint, but by using, so this is the difference. I'll show you what it looks like. So here, plugging my shoulders into the socket, you see that? Okay, now I'm going to lift my hips, not because I'm doing this with my shoulders, because I'm pressing back through my heart and lifting from my center. Do you see that? So my shoulders are still strong and plugged in. So here's this, here's this, here's this. And then what a lot of times people do when they plug their shoulders in is they bend their elbows. So I want to think of pressing in my index fingers and thumbs. So I have an inner rotation happening here, outer rotation happening here. That's creating this really strong line of energy. My shoulders are plugged in, and then I can engage my core. So she's like, do I need to do more boat poses so I can get a stronger core? No, you can get like your core comes in right here when you're lifting up. My belly button is pulling in and up. I'm trying to press through my index fingers and thumbs, but keep my shoulders in that outer rotation, that external rotation. So difference of here and then here, yes? So then if I'm coming forward into my plank pose, right? Here I am. What a lot of people like to do, and I see this all the time, and I think it's so interesting because I just think it feels cool or something, so people do it, like this thing. Like a caterpillar coming through or something. No bueno. So let's just like let go of that. I don't know where that came from. And then the other thing I see a lot of is this, which is also doing nothing good. And then the other thing I probably see most of, and this is like, I think when people have a lot of awareness, but you just can't really tell what your body's doing. And a lot of times it's this. So see, my elbows are way behind my wrists and my shoulders are rolling forward. So what I'm doing right here is my shoulders are rolling forward. A lot of teachers teach squeeze your elbows in. I never teach that if you've never noticed. I never say squeeze your elbows toward your ribs. Because what usually happens when people squeeze their elbows in, their shoulders roll forward. So the only thing we really want to happen, shoulders back, this is the motion. That's all we want to happen. Not this, just this, right? So when I keep my shoulder back, it's easiest for me to have just a little space here. If you have tons of body awareness, you can squeeze your elbows in and keep your shoulders back. You're engaging a lot right here, but most people don't have enough body awareness to do that, so their shoulders roll forward. When you're doing that, bone on bone, and that's where people get bone spurs in their shoulders. So you really want to think of shoulders back, even if that means your hands are all the way out here, and this is what your chaturanga looks like. So I would much rather see like this than this. You see what I'm saying? So like this over and over again, it's gonna hurt your shoulders. So shoulders back, plugged in, and this is the only action you're doing. The other thing I was trying to demonstrate with that, and I don't think I did a very good job, is like my elbows behind my wrists. So that's why I always say, little rock forward, you're on your tippy toes. So not back here, but up here, and then straight down. Yes? It's hard. So if you need to, little rock forward, come down to your knees. Yes? So this one that I just demonstrated as well, that's just a lack in engagement of your core. So the thing I would say, if you feel your body doing that, if your belly's coming down before your chest, come down to your knees and then see if you can get your chest to come down before your belly. Yes? All making sense? Okay. I hope so. I know it's a lot. But yeah, just kind of think about those things and feel into them. And if you don't get them today, you're like, that was so confusing. I'm more confused now. That's part of it, I think. One time, somebody helped me with my down dog. And for like 5 years, I was like, I do not understand what the heck he was saying. And then one day, I was like, this aha moment. I was like, holy shit, that was it. And now my down dog is forever changed. So I think that's the beauty of yoga, is we're always learning. Does that help? Okay, cool. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay, let's practice. So come to your comfortable seat, my friends. Maybe take a moment to just kind of move, wiggle, get a little bit of physical feedback. And as you're ready, settle in. So eventually close your eyes. Place your hands intentionally. And just tune into what you feel. Tune into what is moving through you. So physically, what's there? Emotionally, what's there? And energetically, how are you? Start to feel into the rise and fall of your breath, the expansion and contraction of your breath. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. Hold at the top in fullness. Maybe even sip in a little bit extra. And then when you're ready, open mouth, sigh. Ah. Very nice. 2 more like that. So inhale, fill up, and allow yourself, give yourself permission to take up space. What does that feel like? When you're ready, open your mouth and sigh it out. Ah. last time. Biggest inhale of your entire morning. Feel this breath, this prana, this life force circulating around inside of you. And then when you're ready, let it go. Good. Seal your lips and start to drop into your Ujjayi breath. So deep diaphragmatic breath in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. So try not to discount this breath as just, oh, it's just something else to think about in my yoga practice. But make the breath just as important as the physical postures. Pay just as much attention to your breath, the rise and fall, to the little tiny spaces that you breathe into. As you're ready, take your breath with you. Come forward to your hands and your knees, tabletop position. And you know where to go, just intuitive movement. So whatever feels good. That could look like cat-cows, hip circles, maybe child's pose, and you just rest there for a couple breaths. Yeah. So close your eyes if you'd like and see if you can use your felt senses. So this is not an experience that we think our way through so much as we feel our way through. So yes, you have so much information in your mind, but can you translate it into your body? Can you feel it in your body? Take about 3 more rounds of breath. And then start a transition back to your downward facing dog. So in your own time, maybe in your own way, downward facing dog is where we'll meet up. Once you arrive in your dog pose, get more curious about it than usual. So feel into your shoulders, see if you can feel the stability there. So rather than just exploiting your hypermobility and dumping into your joints, you're using the strength in your shoulders. They're plugged in. Press back through your heart. Lift from your center. Yes, really good, you guys. And if you want to bend your elbows, if that helps you, that's fine. And then eventually see if you can start to straighten your arms by pressing through your index fingers and your thumbs while you keep your shoulders externally rotated. So it's a weird sensation. It feels a little bit unnatural at first, but just play around with it. Big, deep breaths. Thanks, Crystal. You can pedal out your heels. You can shift your weight from side to side. Sometimes I like to play around with where I'm holding the weight in my feet. So my tendency is to rock onto the outer edges of my feet. When I press into the inner edges, my big toe mound, I get this whole new stretch down the back of my legs. So get curious, there's so much to notice. Take one more great big inhale into your down dog. And then as you exhale, gaze to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop forward fold. Once you have arrived, let's come straight to our halfway lift. So pause in your halfway lift, your spinal extension, and we're going to twist. So I'd recommend feet at least hips width distance apart. Bend your left knee a lot, left hand to the ground, or maybe left hand to a block, right arm to the sky. Personally, I just lift to my left fingertips. See if you can stay really rooted through the inner edge of your right foot as you drag your right hip towards the back of the room. So work the length in your right side all the way down the back of your right leg. As you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit further, wring out, take one more breath. Beautiful, nice, Kate. End of your exhalation, switch sides. So keep your spine nice and long, right fingertips on the ground or maybe right hand on a block, bend your right knee, left arm reaches up. Work your left leg as straight as it will go without hyperextending through your knee joint. Stay rooted through the inner edge of your left foot. Pull your left hip back energetically. Lengthen from the crown of your head back to your left hip. Use your breath. So breathe down into your low belly. Exhale, work your twist. One last round on this side. Nice job. End of your exhale, let it go. Forward fold. And then maybe a nice easy ragdoll pose for a moment. Grab opposite elbows. Maybe hands behind your head. Interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Give the back of your neck some traction. So bounce a little, bob a little, sway a little. Imagine an invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling straight up. So see if you can lift your butt a little higher. Let the crown of your head move a little closer to the ground. Take one more breath. Nice work. Halfway lift one more time. So lengthen, realign your spine. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet. Reverse swan dive all the way to stand. Arms to the sky. Inhale. Hands to your heart center. Exhale. Flow with your breath for a moment. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, swan dive down. So take your time. You're not in a rush. Yes, nice, Sandy. With your inhalation, grow your spine long. Halfway lift. Back of your neck long. Nice, Mikkel. Exhale, fold and bow. Press into your feet. Heart leads. Take it all the way to stand. Arms reach. Hands to heart, exhale. One more round. It's just a meditation in motion. Inhale, reach up. Side body's long. Exhale, take your slow dive. Stick your butt out, reach your heart forward, then let it all go. With your inhalation, Ardha Uttanasana, spinal extension. Feel length and strength in your back body. Exhale, fold. Nice work. Lead with your heart all the way up. Inhale, big stretch. Try to touch the ceiling with your fingertips. Hands to heart center. Exhale. All right. Inhale, take your arms up. And exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. So nice stretch for the front of our shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades squeeze your spine. If you want more, press your palms together and then bend your elbows. Imagine your elbows are magnetized. So it's really easy for me to just lock out my elbows and hyperextend. I'm not using any muscles. I'm just exploiting the hypermobility in my elbow joints. So bend them, use some muscles, and then start to reach your hands back. Start to lift your heart up. So every posture, you want that balance, effort, ease, softness, strength. You want muscle energy to support the stretch. Take one more inhale. Keep your clasp and swan dive down. Exhale. So relax your neck at the bottom. Bend your knees as much as you need to. See if you can lift your knuckles higher. See if you can lift your butt higher. Nice work. Very good. One more big inhale. Lift your knuckles. Lift your butt. Relax your neck. Exhale, hands to low back, release your clasp, let your arms hang down, maybe a little shake out or a little shake of your head. Next big inhale, halfway lift position, so lengthen. Nice, Tracy. Exhale, let that go, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. So spread your fingers, push the ground away. See if you can take little baby rocks forward and back. So start to feel as you come forward to your tippy toes. That's when you're getting ready to take your chaturanga. That's when you squeeze through the fronts of your thighs, engage your core. So next time you inhale, little rock forward. You can come to your knees if you want to modify. Exhale, halfway down. Try not to let your shoulders roll forward. Don't let go through your belly. Inhale, push back up, high plank. Good. Again, like that. Little rock forward, lower halfway. Your elbows are over your wrists. Come to your knees if you need to. I love the awareness. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, slow as you can go all the way down. Very nice. Strong arms, strong belly. Inhale, let's take Spider-Man Cobra. So hands out wide, lift to your fingertips, lift your heart. And then exhale, release and lower down. We're gonna do two more like that. So flowing Spider-Man Cobras. Inhale, lift like your spine is a string of pearls, one pearl at a time, lift it up. And then exhale, let it Go, good. Last time, inhale, lift, press into your fingertips, little tone in your low belly, press into your pelvis. Exhale, release. Beautiful, friends. If there's any other movement you want to take from here, feel free. Downward facing dog, however you want to transition. Once you're back in your down dog, about 5 deep breaths. Just noticing, feeling, observing, exploring the connection to your center, exploring the strength in your shoulders, exploring your connection to the ground, the power that comes from your fingertips. You feel into your breath. So can you figure out how to use your breath in a way that feels supportive? So not in a way that feels like, oh, my breath is so annoying. I keep forgetting about it. It's so hard to remember when to inhale, when to exhale. At some point, it just becomes your own rhythm. It becomes a flow. Your breath is powerful, strong, slow, and steady. You're aware of it, but you don't have to focus completely on it. So just keep playing around with that. Stay curious. Take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, gaze to the top of your space, navel to spine connection, feet to the top of your mat. So transition with awareness, even just coming forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Beautiful, exhale, fold. Root to rise, feet root down, rise up. Arms to the sky. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, inhale, take your arms up. And let's sit back into a chair pose this time. So weight in your heels, butt is back. So rather than your knees coming forward, your butt goes back. And then see if you can keep a little lift in your heart by hugging the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards your spine. As you hug the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, don't let go through your belly. So navel to spine connection. Feel that. Breathe all the way down into your low belly, into your low back, into your hips. Maybe get a little bit lower. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, everything stays the same, but just swing your arms back. Let's see, palms face in or down. Bend your elbows and try to squeeze your elbows towards each other. Now, stay here or option. Rock forward onto your toes. As your heels lift higher, your butt gets lower, your heart stays lifted, gaze forward. Take one more breath wherever you're at. Inhale, set your heels down, arching Tadasana. So as you rise up, cactus your arms, lift your heart. As you exhale, I like to bring my hands to my third eye center, prayer position. You can choose. Swan dive down. Beautiful breath. With your inhale, halfway lift. So you get your fold first, then you inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, vinyasa your way. So if you want to add push-ups, if you want to move really, really slowly. Thanks, Crystal. Back to downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. All right, beautiful, you guys. From your down dog, take your right leg to the sky. So notice, I don't care what you do with your right leg, but notice what you're doing. So notice when you open your hip and notice what it feels like to square off your hips. Sometimes I like to over square my hips and feel what happens. So usually I feel more of a connection to my center when I feel like I'm overdoing it. So where is your kind of happy medium? Where do you feel that connection to center, that integrity in the posture? And then how can you explore from that place? How can you create more space or your own unique expression? Take one more big inhale, your three-legged dog, right leg high. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So curl in, hollow out. Shoulders are now over your wrists. You're on your back. Tippy toes, breathe in, push the ground away. And then exhale, step forward softly. Give yourself about 2 or 3 rounds of breath to rise up to crescent lunge. So if you want to move and stretch your legs just a little bit, go for it. If you're like, no, I'm good, I'm going right into crescent, that's fine too. So yeah, nice CC, take your time or just start settling in. Crescent lunge, front knee over front ankle. All of your toes face directly forward and your hips are squared forward. So pull your front hip back, back hip forward. It's like you're trying to plug the femur bones into the hip sockets. That's where you get the integrity, the stability, your strong foundation. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Notice if your shoulders are shrugged up next to your ears. If you're tensing up, see if you can lower your shoulders down a bit. Maybe it helps to bend your elbows. Yeah, one more big inhale. Beautiful, nice, Sophia. As you exhale, swing your arms back and lean forward just a bit through your upper body. So there's a diagonal line from the top of your head back to your heel. Shoulder blades, squeeze your spine, bend your elbows, and imagine they're magnetized. So feel your back muscles fire. You can stay here if you want. Otherwise, launch off your back foot. So back foot floats up. Airplane pose. Smiley face shape from the crown of your head back to your toes, but not because you've lost connection to your center, because your back muscles are so strong, lifting your heart. Your inner thigh muscles are so strong, lifting your back heel. Awesome, Sandy. Take one more round. Beautiful. Good, Mariah. End of your exhale. See if you can come back to crescent. Soft landing. Inhale here. Good. Exhale. Bring your hands to the earth. All right, now we're moving into a pyramid pose. Step your back foot forward about a foot or so. Personally, I like my feet on 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face forward. Some people like their feet on a balance beam with their back foot at about a 30-degree angle. Come to a halfway lift position. And if it feels good, bend your front knee for a moment. I want you to work on straightening your front leg, not by just hyperextending through your knee. It's really easy to do that. But instead, think of lifting your right butt cheek up and at the same time, press back through the very top of your right thigh. So if you want, you can even take your hand to that crease in your hip and literally push back. So lengthening from your right hip all the way up to the crown of your head. See if you can keep lots of length, especially in your low spine as you fold. So forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel towards your spine. Your right butt cheek is lifting up. Your right thigh is pressing back. So it's a completely different way to be in the pose than you may be used to. May feel a lot more uncomfortable. You might even shake through your front leg. Breathe into that. Good. Use each breath to dive a little deeper, fold a little further. So you're using the breath to deepen each pose from the inside, to create more space from the inside. End of your next exhale. Beautiful job, friends. Let's move into standing splits. So fingertips on the ground or blocks, walk them forward, lift your back leg to the sky. It may feel nice to open up to a half moon. So just for now, we won't do this in the flow, but if it would feel good on your hips, go ahead and open up. You want to stay in standing splits or maybe even play in standing splits, handstand hops or Shiva squats, you're more than welcome. Nice job. Beautiful. Good. Nice, Jen. Love it. Take one more big inhale wherever you're at. Exhale, forward fold, top of your space. So nice and easy. Maybe give your right leg a little shake out or kind of pedal out your heels. Inhale to a halfway lift position. Exhale, fold and back. Root through your feet. Rise all the way to stand. Pause at the top so your arms are reaching up. Root down into your left foot and lift your right knee up. Standing stack. So find your balance here. Hug in with your inner thighs. Flex your toes. And then figure 4, so sit back into a one-legged chair. Maybe you bring your hands to your heart center, or feel free to explore in your own way. So maybe more of a chair plane pose, maybe more of a forward fold. Maybe there's an arm balance you've been working on. So anywhere you wanna go, maybe that's falling in and out of the pose 10 times. Meet yourself right there. Keep your right toes flexed and active. Good, beautiful. Weight in your left heel. If you're sitting back, take one more round. Big, huge breath. We'll come back slowly to our standing staff, arms to the sky. Maybe even extend your right leg forward. Listen, curtsy squat, swing your right leg around, right toes off the left side of your yoga mat, hands to heart. Pull your right hip forward, left hip back as you bend your knees and get low. Take little pulses with your legs. Just 1 or 2 inches of movement. Feel that heat build. Breathe into it. Soften around it. Long through your spine. Tone through your belly. Get as low as you can. Take one more deep breath. Inhale, high mountain. Stretch it up. Swan dive down. Exhale. Good job. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Find length. Realign. Exhale. Plant your hands. Feet to the back of your mat. Move through your vinyasa with awareness. Slowly and intentionally. If your shoulders would rather just skip it, that's always an option. So please honor where you are at today. Once you're back in your down dog, big deep breaths. Good, you guys look so good, nice shoulders. All right, next big inhale, left leg to the sky. And then go ahead, do what you wanna do, but make sure you're doing it with lots of intention. You're not just throwing your left leg around. So feel, what does it feel like to open my hip? What happens when I open my hip? Do I sink into my right hip? Do I lose connection to my center? What happens when I over square my hips? Do I feel more connected to my center, and how can I keep that? So there's a million things to explore, but for some reason we just throw our leg up there and then we start thinking about what we need to get at the grocery store. So stay here, feel your body, use your breath. One more inhale. Exhale, left knee to your nose, scoop out your belly. This is a powerful pose. Stay here as you breathe in, push the ground away. You're on your back, tippy toes. Nice, Mikkel. Exhale, step forward softly. Awesome, Charles. Take a moment if you want to stretch. And then crescent lunge is our destination. Front knee over front ankle, hips square, all 10 toes face forward. Nice, Nick. So make sure it doesn't feel like all of your weight is forward. You're not leaning forward, but your back leg is just as powerful, just as strong as your front. Your femur bones are plugged into the hip sockets. Low abdominals are toned to lengthen and protect your low back. Heart is lifted. Gaze up. One more in breath. Beautiful. Exhale, hinge forward, reach back. So airplane lunge first. Hug in with your inner thighs. Back muscles squeeze your spine. Palms face each other or the ground. Bend your elbows and try to squeeze them as close as you can. When you're ready, back foot floats up. Hips stay square. So sometimes I like to keep a big bend in my standing leg. It helps me square off my hips. Yes. Smiley face shape. Not because you're letting go through your center, because you're engaging through your back body. You're using your inner thigh strength to lift your back heel. One last breath. Awesome, Kate. Come back, crescent lunge, soft landing. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Pyramid stance. So step your back foot forward a foot or so, depends how long your legs are. Set it up the way you like it. 2 train tracks or a balance beam, but be intentional. What feels better in your body? Come to your halfway lift. So if when you're in your halfway lift, you feel like your left leg is just kind of hanging out there, there's not much sensation happening, bend your knee and see if you can re-straighten your legs slowly by lifting your left butt cheek up and pressing back through the top of your left thigh. So you should feel a lot of sensation, not in the back of your left knee, but in the back of your left thigh. Take one more inhale to lengthen from the crown of your head back to your left sit bone. And then exhale, if you want to take it further, fold. If you want to stay where you're at, fine, perfect, be there. So if you're going for the fold, forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, so your upper back can round. You might even find your throat lock, Jalandhara Bandha. So really feel and hear the breath as it moves through your throat. Keep pulling your left butt cheek up, 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 pressing back through the very top of your thigh. Take one last round to dive even deeper, fold even further, not from the outside in, from the inside out. End of your exhale, standing splits. So left foot roots, right leg floats high. If it would feel good to you here, go ahead and open it up, half moon. So let your right hip stack on top of left. Back leg strong, wherever you choose to be. If you want to play with handstand hops instead, or Shiva squats, or anything that calls to you, go for it. Nice, Tammy. Ah, beautiful, Sydney. So back leg is powerful, back foot is active, face is soft. Breath, big, spacious. Take one more. Inhale. With your exhale, forward fold, top of your space. Take a moment, maybe give your left leg a little shake out. Good breathing. Inhale to a halfway lift, realign. Exhale, fold, bow. Root through your feet, rise up. Arms to the sky. Pause here. High mountain. Right foot is now your base. Lift your left knee up for standing stop. So flex your toes, hug in with your inner thighs. Find your connection to center. As you're ready, figure four. So outer left ankle, top of your right thigh, hands to heart, or chair plane, or forward fold, arm balance. So you do you. It doesn't have to necessarily be what it was on the other side. Good. Breathe all the way down into your hips. Keep that flex in your left toes. And keep actively pressing your outer ankle onto the top of your thigh. You're sitting back, weight is primarily in your right heel. Try not to sink into your outer right hip, so both butt cheeks are reaching back. One more round wherever you are working. Good job. Slowly come back up, standing staff, arms to the sky. If you want extra, extend your left leg forward. Try not to lean back. Breathe in. Exhale, curtsy squat. So swing your left leg around. Left tiptoes off the right side of your mat. Hands to heart. Hips are square. Get low. So bend your knees. Take your little pulses. Stay connected to your center. Navel to spine. Low back is long. Beautiful. As low as you can go, hold. Soften your face. Take one more deep breath. Nice work. Inhale, high mountain. Stretch it out. Swan dive down. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, vinyasa your way. So you do not have to rush through it. And then take it back either to down dog, or if you'd rather, child's pose. So take a moment just to reconnect, just to feel your body, to feel your breath. Feel your shoulders, your hips. Notice what feels good, what feels strong, what feels sore, what feels tender. How can you honor those parts? We'll move through that entire sequence a couple more times. We'll move faster, so it will be one breath, one movement. It doesn't mean we speed through it mindlessly, just trying to get it done. But instead, we move slowly and intentionally with our big, deep breaths. If at any time you want to take a break, you want to do your own thing, totally fine with me. So you do you first and always. If you are coming with me, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. So use your breath to power you through. It's like your second wind. It's like your third wind. It's brand new every time you inhale. Take one more big inhale into your down dog. Exhale, look to the top of your space, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, take it all the way up, arms to the sky, reach, stretch, maybe gaze up. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, your choice, chair plane or drinking bird. Swing your arms back, maybe lift to tiptoe so heels get higher, butt gets lower. Inhale, Ardha Tadasana, set your heels down, cactus your arms, lift your heart. Bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze. Exhale, swan dive, maybe hands to prayer at your third eye. All the way down, forward fold. With your inhalation, lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. See if you can keep that exhale going. Chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, peel your heart open. Nice, Sophia, shoulders back and down. Exhale, down dog, good Marissa. Big inhale, take your right leg high, stretch and lengthen. Now use your core, exhale, push the ground away to step your right foot forward. Low lunge. Rise with your in-breath, crescent lunge, strong legs, lift your heart, lift your gaze. You choose, exhale, airplane lunge or fly, full airplane. Inhale back to crescent, soft landing if possible. Exhale, bring your hands to the earth. Pyramid with a halfway lift, so step forward a little bit, lengthen your spine, breathe in. Exhale, work your fold, forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee, navel to spine, all the way to empty. Inhale, standing splits, lift your left leg high, spread your toes. You want to open up, go for it if you have enough time. And then exhale, fold. If you want, add your tiny little potato bug ball if that would feel good. Halfway lift, breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet all the way up. Arms to the sky, lift your right knee up, flex your toes. Exhale, sit back, figure four, hands to your heart, or maybe you want to swing your arms back, chair plane variation. Inhale, back to standing staff. Option to extend your right leg for a little more. Exhale, curtsy squat, swing it around, get low, all the way to empty in your breath. Get high, reach up, high mountain. And swan dive, exhale. Beautiful, halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders down and back. Exhale, lift your hips, nice Mikhail. Left leg high, breathe in. Use your core as soft as possible, step forward, you're pushing the ground away. Nice, Tracy. Rise, inhale, crescent. Good, Mariah. Exhale, airplane lunge or full airplane, yogi's choice. You got it. Nice work. Back to crescent lunge, soft landing. Nice, Jen. Heart lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, hands come down. Pyramid with a halfway lift, so everything lengthens. Inhale. And then exhale, work your fold, dive as deep as you can, lift your left butt cheek up, press it back. And inhale, standing splits, right leg lifts. You can open up to half moon if you feel like you've got enough time. And then exhale, forward fold, or if a tiny little ball calls to you, feel free. Yeah, good, Sandy. Halfway lift, realign, inhale. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, all the way up, arms reach. Left knee lifts, flex your toes. Exhale, sit back, hands to heart or chair plane arms. Inhale, back to standing staff. Option to extend if you want more. Curtsy squat, slowly and intentionally. Swing your left foot back and around, get low. Hips stay square. Reach up and stretch, lots of length. Press down through your feet, reach and swan dive down, traction out your spine, exhale. Good work, halfway lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga. Heart lifts with your inhalation, big inhalation. Hips lift, exhale, down dog. If you want to grab a quick child's pose or a quick drink of water, now is your time. So take a moment, just feel, just notice. Yes, your body is tired. Yes, your muscles are fatigued. But your breath is brand new every time you inhale. So use it to power you through this last flow, this last time through. So I'll add just a few little things here and there, just like you always do. Stay present, listen to my cues, take them as they work. If not, let them go. You're coming with me, downward facing dog. Great big inhale into your down dog. Exhale, gaze to the top of your space, step or float, forward fold. Halfway lift, lots of length, even strength. Feel the connection to your center, navel to spine. Exhale, bow deeply, crown towards the ground, butt towards the sky. Rise up, arms reach up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Here we go. Listen carefully right here. Inhale, reach up. We're gonna take a side body stretch to the right. So your variation over to the right, send your hips to the left. Back to center, breathe in. Other side, exhale, up and over. Back to center, inhale. Chair plane or drinking bird. So bend your knees, swing your arms back. If your hips lift, your butt lowers. Inhale, arcing Tadasana. So heels down, cactus your arms, lift your heart. Exhale, swan dive. Maybe hands to prayer at your third eye. Let that guide you down. Forward fold with your inhalation, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga or skip it. Heart lifts, inhale, shoulders back and down. Good, Jen. And exhale, down dog. All right, listen carefully. Right leg to the sky with your in-breath. You can stay here and hang out or exhale, right knee, left elbow. Your shoulders stay plugged in. Inhale, back up, three-legged dog. Right to right. Get as high as you can on your right arm. Take a push-up. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Keep them plugged in. Inhale, back up. Good work. Exhale, knee to your nose and then step through. Low lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge. Arms reach. Gaze lifts, heart lifts. Exhale, airplane lunge or pick up your back foot and fly. Inhale, come back to crescent. Land softly if you can. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, pyramid with a halfway lift. So everything elongates. Pull your right hip way back. Exhale, deeply fold. Breathe in, standing splits, left leg high. You can open if you want. You can hop if you want. Exhale, you choose forward fold or tiny little potato bug ball, get small. Inhale, halfway lift, heels down, stick your butt out. Front of your head reaches forward, back of your neck is long. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, rise up. Arms to the sky, right knee lifts, flex your toes. Figure four, exhale, get low, sit back. The arm variation you want. Back to standing step as you breathe in. Send your right leg forward. Slowly and intentionally, curtsy squat, swing it around, hands to heart. Hips stay square all the way to emptying your breath. Inhale, reach up. Now listen, add a little standing back bend. So cactus your arms, lift your heart. Back muscles are strong. Inhale to realign your spine, neutralize your pelvis, reach up. And then stick your butt out and dive down. You are almost there. One more side, stick with me. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, heart lift. Exhale, hips lift. Beautiful. Left leg to the sky. Breathe in. You can hold here or exhale, left knee, right elbow. Push the ground away. Navel to spine as you come forward. Good. Inhale, back up. Nice crystal lengthen. Exhale, left to left. Aim as high as you can. Add the push-up if you want. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. ACC back up, three-legged. Last one, everybody knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, then step through softly, low lunge, rise up, crescent, inhale, heart lifts, reach, exhale, airplane lunge, or one more chance to fly. Good work, good Sydney, come back to crescent as soft as possible, as intentionally as possible, breathe in. Exhale, hands down. Pyramid with a halfway lift. So pull your left hip way back. Reach the crown of your head way forward. Exhale, fold all the way to empty. Navel to spine. Dive as deep as you can. Inhale, standing splits. Right leg lifts. Spread your toes. Open up or take a hop if you want. Exhale, forward fold or tiny little potato bug ball. Inhale, halfway lift, realign. You are almost there. Exhale, let it go. Fold. Root through your feet all the way to stand. Arms reach, left knee lifts. Flex your toes. Figure four, sit back. Whatever arm variation you want to take. Bless you. Inhale, back to standing staff. Option to extend your left leg. Slowly and intentionally, curtsy squat, left toes off the right side of your mat. Get low. Reach up, high mountain, one last standing back bend. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your heart, lift your sternum. Arms to the sky, everything realigns. Exhale, swan dive. Halfway lift. With your inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, listen, stay with me. So you're in a plank pose. Side plank, right hand is your base. Either roll into the baby toe edge of your right foot or come down to your right knee. Yeah, so feel free to modify. Good. If your bottom knee is lifted, lift your hips super high. Maybe reach your left arm forward. Maybe float your left leg up. So your fullest expression, take one more round, one more full breath. As slow as you can at the end of your exhale, switch to the other side. So come through center, stay connected to your center. Left hand roots down, left fingertips press down. Beautiful, yes. Lift your hips. Maybe right arm forward, bicep next to your ear, maybe right leg floats up. Soften around the pose, soften your face, one last breath. Good, end of your exhale, plank or modified. Inhale at the top, find your strength, little tiny rock forward. Exhale, lower down. Back bend of your choice. Lift your heart. If it would feel good, take an extra couple breaths. And resting pose of your choice. So child's pose, hero's pose. If you want to take a down dog, that's fine. So just give yourself a moment to simply feel, to simply observe. So feel the space around you, the energy around you, and also the space within you, the energy within you. Feel your breath. Maybe a couple open mouth sighs would feel really nice. As you're ready, next couple rounds, meet up on your hands and knees. So just a tabletop position. All right, so from your hands and your knees, spread your fingers wide, push the ground away, feel the strength in your arms, your shoulders, even your pectoral muscles, your chest muscles. Take your right arm forward and your left leg back. Now, without just disconnecting from your core, see if you can create a smiley face from your fingertips back to your heel or your toes. So not just letting go through your belly and letting your low back kind of collapse, but think of staying connected, but lifting your heart using the strength in your back body, lifting your heel using the strength in your inner thighs. Stay here, or now reach your right hand towards the back of the room, bend your left knee, grab hold of your foot. Hopefully it's not too far away. Once you've got it, hug in with your inner thighs and really kick foot in the hand, pull hand back in the foot. Hug in with your inner thighs so you're not crunching up through your low back. Spread your toes, soften your face. Push down through your left fingertips. One more big, huge breath. End of your exhale, slowly release. Reach forward and back, spinal balance. So see if you can now feel just a strong, straight line, a neutral spine. Exhale one time, elbow to knee underneath you, curl in, hollow out. Push the ground away with your left fingertips. Inhale, get long. Exhale, release. Tabletop. Take your right leg straight out to the right, toes face forward. Take your left arm straight out to the left, and then all the way up, breathe in. Exhale, thread your left arm through. Come down to rest gently outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. Breathe into your back body. Anywhere you want to go to explore in this pose, in this position. Soft through your face. Soft through the inside of your mouth. You can soften through the back of your heart. Last couple breaths. If you do have your right hand lifted, set your right hand back down. Next time you inhale, unthread your left arm. Reach it all the way up, up, up. And then exhale, set your left hand down. Pick up your right foot, swing your right tiptoes off the left side of your yoga mat and set them down on the ground. So starting from your hips, you're gonna pull your hips over to the right as you look back over your left shoulder. Maybe you take your hands out a little bit wider, maybe you bend one or both elbows. So if you don't move your legs at all, really all that you can move is your head and your neck, a little bit your shoulders. So see if you can start all the way down at your hips and really feel into it. One more deep breath. Yeah, nice, Sydney. End of your exhalation, come back to tabletop. Take it back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, pigeon pose, right shin to the top of your mat. Set your body down gently. If you'd rather take this on your back or in a seat, fine with me. Take time to set yourself up. Right knee towards the outer right edge, the long edge of your mat rather than midline. That's how you get the external rotation. And then pull your right hip back, left hip forward, plug the femur bones in. Good, Sophia. And start your bow forward. So as you bow, your right butt cheek pulls back and up, same as it did in our pyramid pose. Heart forward and down. Just notice what comes. Notice what goes. And let it. So letting go of trying so hard to control what we feel. Just notice what you feel. Be with it. Breathe into it. Soften around it. Take about 4 or 5 more breaths in your pigeon pose. And open mouth exhales anytime, always welcome. Anytime you feel an overwhelm, if there's too much, big inhales through your nose, big open mouth sigh. Try it. End of your next couple breaths. So take 1 or 2 more in your pigeon. Then we'll slowly transition back to a 3-legged dog. And if you were modifying, taking it on your back or in a seat, you can get back however you want to downward facing dog. I'll leave that up to you. If you're in regular pigeon, plant your hands, curl your back toes under, take your right leg to the sky and give it that nice little shake out. You can hang out with an open hip for a moment, maybe even circle your right knee a few times, or option to flip your dog as a counter stretch. So right foot will come down behind you, heart forward, hips lift. Very nice. So if you are in the back bend, give yourself at least a couple breaths to work it. Thanks, Kate. And then everybody downward facing dog, walk it out. From your down dog, inhale, rock forward, high plank or modified plank. Exhale, chaturanga, strong arms, strong belly. Back bend of your choice, lift your heart. And then exhale, tabletop position, hands and knees. So take a moment to set yourself up, spread your fingers, push the ground away actively. Left arm forward, right leg back. And we are going for that smiley face shape, but not by just disengaging through our core. Instead, by activating our back bodies even more. Use the strength in your right inner thigh to lift your right heel higher. And then, when you're ready, bend your right knee, reach your left hand back, grab hold of your foot. Hopefully, it's right there. It's not too hard. Hug in with your inner thighs, and then start to work the pose by kicking and pulling. So kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Yeah, heart lifts. Tone your low belly, navel to spine. Hug in with your inner thighs one more round. And of your exhale, slowly release, re-extend. See if you can feel neutral now. So spinal balance, strong straight line. Exhale, elbow to knee, just one time. Curl in, round. Nice, Charles. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let it all go. Good job. Left foot out to the left, toes face directly forward. Right arm out to the right. And then if you can, all the way up, open up, inhale. Exhale, thread it through. Come down to rest. Outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. Big, spacious back body breaths. Take about 3 more. Good breathing. Nice job, friends. If you do have your left hand lifted, slowly bring it back to the earth. With your next inhale, unthread your right arm and reach it up, 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 open up. Exhale, set your right hand down. Pick up your left foot, swing your left toes up the right side of your mat. And then start with your hips. So you kind of swivel your hips over to the left, maybe bending your elbows, maybe taking your hands to a different place. Ease back over your right shoulder. So it's like you're trying to look back at your tiptoes using your entire left side, not just your eyeballs and your head. Take one last big breath. Feel into it, breathe into it. End of your exhale, tabletop, downward facing dog. Sometimes I like to push back into my shoulders just to feel the difference. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I did that bad thing she told me not to do. It's good to keep exploring it. Feel the difference. It's so different once you notice. Inhale, take your left leg to the sky. And then exhale, pigeon pose. You want to take it on your back or in a seat, of course. Always an option. Nice, Mariah. So you're setting yourself up with lots of awareness, not just sinking into your pigeon, as we most of the time want to do because it's easier and it feels good. Let's see if you can find that connection. Plug the femur bones in. Left hip pulls back just like it did in your pyramid pose as you were folding forward. Same thing. Breathe all the way down. Notice where those tense areas are. Those areas where you resist or your body resists. And just by noticing, maybe visualizing your breath moving into those spaces, something starts to happen. Energy starts to flow through. Maybe something starts to soften and let go. I'd say 3 or 4 more rounds on this side. Breathe even bigger than you thought you could. Soften your jaw, soften your forehead, your eyebrows. There's no need to be pressing your tongue up against the roof of your mouth. Let it soften. And I'm going to leave it up to you. So when you feel pretty much even on both sides with your pigeon, start your transition either back to your 3-legged dog, or if you're on your back and you want to stay there, if there's any other place you want to go, feel free. Otherwise, 3-legged dog, and maybe take a moment to shake out or circle out your left knee, or even flip your dog on this side. Be Sandy, good Crystal. So hearts open if you're taking the back bend. Imagine you're trying to reach your heart towards the front of the room. Give yourself at least 2 rounds if you're in the back bend. And then everyone, either down dog, or if you're waiting for us on your back, that's fine too. So in your final down dog, just feel, notice, observe. That's all that this practice is about, is noticing. If you want to move through one last vinyasa, feel free. Do it with awareness, not just speeding through it, but moving so mindfully. Take one last breath. Those of you in down dog, end of your exhale, set your knees down. And then everybody come down onto your back. You can face whichever direction you want to, and you can get there however you want to. Once you're on your back, just draw your knees in and take a gentle rock from side to side. Supine spinal twist of your choice. Let your knees fall to the right. And then in your next couple of rounds, slowly transition to the other side. Just let the ground hold more and more of you, of your weight with each exhalation. When you feel pretty much even with your twist on both sides, come back to center. If there are any finishing poses, finishing movements, last little bits of stretches, or just physical exploration of any sort, feel free to give yourself a few rounds. Just kind of move in your own way to finish off your practice for you. And then slowly start to settle into your final relaxation. If that's where you want to go right away, perfect. So take your time. But get there as soon as you're ready, your final resting pose, maybe a corpse pose, maybe some other position that will allow you to more fully be with you, more fully surrender. So my thought for you is about acceptance. So ask yourself, what do you know to be true right now that you don't want to accept? What do you know to be true right now that you don't want to accept? Feel your body tensing up around this truth. So notice where you feel tension, where you feel resistance in your body. And then focus on breathing into these spaces and just inviting them to slowly soften and relax. So just explore this as you rest. Ask yourself, what do I know to be true right now that I don't want to accept? And the action is to feel your body tensing up around this truth and invite it to soften. So simple, yet so powerful, profound. Just explore that as you rest. Shavasana. A deep breath in. Let it go. And start to move slowly, gently through your body. Once you're ready, roll to either side, fetal position. Take a couple rounds there of really letting everything kind of soak in, integrate in. And use your arms to guide yourself up into seated meditation, facing forward, so right where we began our practice. And let's close today with one collective Om. So don't worry how you sound. Focus more on how the sound feels coming through from the inside of you. So not oming just from your head and just with your throat, but all the way down from your belly, from your gut. So let it vibrate through. All right, start by exhaling. Clear your throat if you need to. Breathe in your voice. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste. She just found her spot right in between your legs. Got up for 1 second. She's giving you a foot bath. Yeah. All right, friends. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, always feel free to ask. Thank you, Zoomies. Love you guys. At least I'll call you after for the money.
Ruby's so cute.
I know. She likes Sandra. She found her spot. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you, Christine, up there in the woods.